All right, welcome back. Class is in. Peter Credlin's resident wordsmith, Kel Richards, joins me live in the studio right now. Welcome. I want to begin with something naval. I'm not talking oranges either. Peter and yourself had a discussion about lieutenant versus lieutenant. Lieutenant Australian, lieutenant American. Am I right, firstly?
Absolutely.
But you have been contacted by many naval personnel about a third pronunciation.
Exactly. I thought that the lieutenant and lieutenant were all there were, but it turns out there are thousands of naval people and ex-naval people watching this program. And I got flooded with messages saying, no, the Navy doesn't use either pronunciation. They say, they drop the first syllable almost, and they say lieutenant or lieutenant. So they insisted that it's not like lieutenant or lieutenant, it's lieutenant. So I have to say, for all the naval people out there, you are now officially recognised and covered. Your pronunciation is on the list.
See, there are so many local pronunciations with cultures which differ to what most people outside of that culture use.
And military culture is really important to the people in it.
Exactly. All right. Why, Kel, is the word picnic deemed racially offensive? Is there any validity to this claim?
No, there's no validity, as you would expect. It comes out of the fact that there is a claim that's been made in America that people used to go to lynchings in the Deep South back in the 1800s, and they would take food with them. And so they basically had a picnic watching the lynching. Therefore, picnic is a racist word.
Oh,
no, it's not.
Tenuous.
No. It came into English from French. It originally meant an outdoor meal where everyone brought some of the food. So the word pick was part of it. But the very fact that people were eating when they were watching something really horrible doesn't change the word picnic. No. It is not racist. It's absurd to say it is. And anyone who says it is simply wrong.
Irrelevant.
Ignore that.
Irrelevant. All right. We've heard a lot about condolence and condolences in the past 2 weeks, as you know, with the death of the Queen. This is interesting, but condolence has become a plural, has it?
Well, for a while it's been a plural. It's been a plural since 1704, which, quick mental arithmetic, is 318 years ago. So it's been a while. But there was a viewer who got in touch with me and said, can you say it in the plural? And doesn't that demean the word? No, you can say it in the plural, have been able to for 300 years, and it doesn't demean it. It's a noun, you can make any noun a plural. And if I offered you my sympathy or my sympathies, there's no difference really, is there?
That's a good explanation and a good clarification, because we can use, as you say, nouns as plurals.
That's exactly, and it's very straightforward.
Okay, we're permitted. I like that. Victor from Quakers Hill writes, I'm hoping you can explain the origins and the meaning of kangaroo court.
Not Australian. That's what's fascinating about it. It is not an Australian expression, coined in America.
No.
The earliest recorded citation is from 1853 in Texas, of all places. Now, what we think is, this is the lexicographers, and there's a bit of guesswork here, we think it came from the Californian gold rushes in the 1840s. There were a lot of Australians there, and a kangaroo court is an irregular, improper court that basically rushes to judgment and just ignores the rules of law.
Yeah.
That's right, that sort of thing. Now, if it started on the Californian goldfields, it was either judging people who were claim jumpers, hence kangaroo, or they were little rough courts that jumped to judgments. On either basis, they were kangaroo courts, and the name probably suggested by Australia. There were a lot of Australians.
But not ours.
Not ours.
What a pack of poo.
No. We've got great words. They can borrow them. We don't mind.
All right. Jay from WA, very quickly, we were having a Teams meeting and the word propone came up as opposed to postpone, to bring it forward, propone.
It's a real word. It is actually in the dictionary, believe it or not, from 1913. Postpone is the real word from the Latin postponere, which means after, and to happen or to have after. So postpone is what we know it means, and it comes from the Latin. This prepone is an invented word, probably invented in a jocular way. Let's not do this after a scheduled time. Let's do it before the scheduled time.
It's not in a dictionary, though, is it?
No, it is. It is in the Oxford, yes.
Duvalaki. Now, you've had listeners ask you about what the hell is a duvalaki.
A duvalaki is the name we have for anything that doesn't have a name. We know that. It's World War I diggers Anzac slang. Now, there's a story behind this. I don't know if it's true, but it should be true. It's such a good story. The story is that diggers, Anzacs injured in the Middle East, went to hospital in Egypt, and in that hospital, the bedpans were called duvas. And the poor private who had to empty them was called the duvalaki.
I love it. That's a fantastic story.
It's a great story, isn't it?
Mate, thank you very much for coming in.
Talk to you next time.